Hey everyone, have I here been a video on Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. In this video, we're going to be going over the Worldwide Celebration remaining timeline. So with that, if you're new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let's go ahead and dive right in. So I'm saying global timeline here on the thumbnail. You'll see on the slide it says global, but this is also regarding JP as well. We are unified in schedules and operations. However, technically, we haven't fully combined yet, given the fact that JP does have a few extra units that we don't have, like AGL Jiren. We have Dokkan Festival exclusive Master Roshi. We don't have those yet, so until those are fully combined, I will expect by the end of the year or before the 10-year anniversary. I'm just going to still call it global timeline for now. So let's look at where we are right now, and that is the part 1 of the Worldwide Celebration. Of course, Worldwide Celebration is running from 8/27 all the way to October 2nd, depending on your time zone. It could be 8/28 and 10/3. But when I'm recording this video here on September 5th, we still have quite some time left for the end of the Worldwide Celebration. So as we started in part 1, we started off with a bang, right? The new LRs are incredible, right? We have LR Dokkan Festival exclusive GGT. We have the great banner unit in the Piccolo Exchange Vegeta, and then also an incredible Carnival LR in the Tech Broly. However, a little bit of a non-incredible unit in terms of an EZA to the legendary Super Saiyan Dokkan Festival exclusive Broly. It's a situational unit, and but you know, hopefully they'll make it up in part 2. The biggest question I hear right now is, well, when is part 2? Well, it's pretty simple. Part 2 is going to start around 9/13, 13/14, depending on your time zone. And of course, how do you know that? Well, if you look at when the reset is on the banners, when the buy 3 get 1 free is over, it's on the 13th. When the Dragonstone sales reset, it's on the 13th. So everything is pointing for the 13th as the beginning of the part 2. Which of course we're going to be getting a new LR Dokkan Festival exclusive and an LR Carnival unit. Now, the interesting thing about this is what we might be getting, right? That's the kind of the prediction. I don't say controversy, but it's I would say there's one overlining prediction that makes the most sense, and then I have kind of a contrarian view, and then we have another one that's just kind of it's there and it could happen, but the possibilities of it, I would say maybe less, I don't know, maybe less popular. I think some people might be okay with it. But so on the 13th, we should be getting, again, 2 brand new units. And if you think about when we're getting the previews and teasers, around 9/10, 9/11, somewhere around there, we should be getting the previews, right? So about less than a week away. We know that both units is going to be INT and STR, right? So like 99.9% it is going to be a Dokkan Festival exclusive INT unit. If you want to know how I know that, you watch my other videos talking about this, and I explain everything there. And then I'm 90% sure it will be an STR. If it's an STR or another Tech Carnival unit, those are the 2 options. So, but I'm expecting it's going to be an STR unit. Now, again, the biggest question is what the characters will be. Well, I would say the most popular or underlining prediction of most people would say that we're going to be getting a legendary Super Saiyan Broly for movie 10, and then a Family Kamehameha for the Carnival unit on there. And again, this was like my first prediction for actually part 1 when the initial preview trailers came out. Where the everyone's saying, is that Nimbus or was those Saiyan pods, things of that nature. And I was like, okay, it's movie 10, and this is what we're going to be getting. Different types, but this was my first reaction. So I said, okay, great. This is, again, the most popular idea with most people in the community. I went on a little more contrarian view. I did a video discussing why we're not getting another legendary Super Saiyan Broly. But of course, the kind of fumbling of the Dokkan Festival exclusive INT legendary Super Saiyan Broly is giving me pause as well. However, I predicted that we're not going to get another summonable extreme class unit. Again, I explained why in terms of we only generally get 1 Dokkan Festival exclusive LR per year, and we already have one from the AGL Full Power Broly. So I was like, well, that's the reason. One of the reasons why we only got the Carnival Tech Broly, because they don't want any more Extreme Class. So maybe that's right, maybe that's not. Anyway, again, I have a whole video on that. So I predict it's going to be Dokkan Festival exclusive Family Kamehameha, and then from movie 10, and then Bio Broly, Carnival, Super Saiyan Trunks, and Goten, right? So that's my prediction there. And I would say the last one most people might be looking into would be a Dokkan Festival exclusive Bio Broly, and then possibly a Carnival Goten and Trunks or something of that nature, right? So this was, again, these three are probably the most common. Well, this is probably not common. It's my contrarian view here. But these are, in a sense, the predictions that you technically see. I said when the announcement came out that it's regarding all three movies, I was like, oh my goodness, we're going to get a Dokkan Festival exclusive Bio Broly. And so there is, a real chance in that. However, whatever three that you think that's going to happen, again, we'll find that out around 9/10, 9/11, 9/12, somewhere around there is what we'll get the previews. So anyway, diving into that, we also should be getting, like, again, 99% chance that we're going to get an EZA to the Super Saiyan that transforms into Legendary Super Saiyan, the LR Tech Broly, the yellow coin LR there. That we should be getting either 9/19 or 9/23. One of the reasons why I would say a lot of people are having issues with this Worldwide Celebration, last year we went EZA crazy, and this year we're not really having much EZA. So either we're going to go EZA crazy on part 2. If that's going to be the case, I would say the Broly is going to drop on 9/19. If we're not, they're going to extend this another 10 days and provide us this EZA here probably on the 23rd, and then we only have a couple weeks left in the celebration, right? So I would say those are the two dates that would make sense for them to drop the LR Tech EZA, right? So what we're looking at then is Banner Unit, Dokkan Festival exclusive LR, and Carnival, and then EZA to Tech Broly. Now, there has to be more, right? It's a part 3 or extended part of the celebration, because of course that's just not enough. But I would say sometime in 9/19 or 9/23, we're most likely going to get some sort of free-to-play unit that we can grind, that it could be a Prime Battle, etc., etc. And I think we're going to go with Bio Broly there. I don't think now we're going to get a Dokkan Festival exclusive Bio Broly. I think we're going to get more of a free-to-play Bio Broly. So that's what I'm kind of stating here in terms of the dates when that should be dropping. Again, this is speculation. This part of it is speculation. And also the time frames on that. So on top of that, if they're going to go a little bit more EZA crazy, we should, if we're going to get something that happens to be Bio Broly, then it should expect that we should get the EZA to the boys, which has been an irrelevant Dokkan Festival exclusive unit for as long as I can remember. Hopefully they get a massive boost and make them more usable on some of these teams that youth category, even join forces. I think this is a high probability, because there's really nothing else you really see in terms of them focusing on Bio Broly as the third part, or if they're going to celebrate the entirety of all Broly movies, it makes sense for them to do so. Now, the last thing that we could possibly get as a Super EZA, of course, is the OOOOG STR Dokkan Festival exclusive Legendary Super Saiyan Broly. So, of course, this isn't movie... actually, I don't even know which movie this is from. Is this from movie 8? Movie 8 or movie 10, of course, this Broly here. And this is such an old unit that they can really do anything with this. But here's the funny thing is we haven't been seeing Super EZAs. We've been seeing it like every celebration until like the big celebrations. And then when the big celebrations happen, we didn't get anything, right? So I'm not sure how their timeline is in terms of Super EZAs, but I would have expected to get, Super EZAs on JP during Tanabata, but we didn't do that. So it's interesting where they're doing with Super EZAs. So that's expected here. Is like, when would they actually do this ever again? Like, are they going to do another Broly celebration or movie celebration? for them to EZA this unit, because we also have the physical one, right? The physical legendary Super Saiyan, so that in the future needs to Super EZA. And of course we have the technically the first bannered LR in legendary Super Saiyan Broly, the STR one there as well, for a possible LR Super EZA, right? So I think this has to happen in this celebration. It wouldn't make sense if it didn't happen, but again, you know, Dokkan sometimes doesn't make a lot of sense. So one thing that I wanted to, you know, bring out is, you know, sometimes we have a special, just like a random EZA to an LR. Last year, it wasn't random. It was what I expected. It ended up being the Int Rose. I was like, okay, we have to have a better Rose. It was Int Rose. Like, little did I know that they were actually going to provide a new Dokkan Festival exclusive Rose a couple months later. But I think there is a high chance of them to EZA the Super Vegito, the Tech Dokkan Festival exclusive Super Vegito. A lot of people are saying, well, they're going to EZA the Worldwide Celebration units in Goku and Frieza. I'm like, that's not going to happen. Well, I shouldn't say that, but I think that's a low chance of happening, because generally we get that like the EX Part 3 of the anniversary. We've been getting that during the anniversary. It was just like, oh, boom, there you go. And I think that's probably still going to happen to make the anniversary like the hottest thing every year. So the reason why I think this is because if you look at all the Dokkan Festival exclusive EZAs so far, that's the oldest one that hasn't EZA'd yet, right? So it's on that third row there, and you know, MUI Goku Evolution Vegeta EZA, the past Worldwide Celebration units in Super Vegito, and Buhan. Did I say Super Vegito here? I mean Super Gogeta. Sorry, so for those who said, hey, you said Vegito. No, it's Gogeta. Yeah, Super Gogeta. So I think, and again, that unit's not usable. It's a time limit unit, and but it is technically a movie unit, even though I know we're celebrating Broly here. This could be just a random EZA that would make a lot of sense, unless, of course, the next celebration that's going to be very soon, from now until the end of the year, is going to be somewhat to do with, you know, transformations or Super Saiyans or Gogeta. I can see a celebration like during New Year's, Gogeta and Janemba, because Janemba needs their Super EZA and things of that nature as well. So I can see that happening. So I think this is hopeful, but I think this is a possibility. If it jumps out and if they just drop this at the end of the Worldwide Celebration, I wouldn't be surprised, right? I wouldn't be surprised. So anyway, I just wanted to throw that in there. So what my prediction is, all right, I'm going to stick with no more Extreme Class summonable units. All right, I'm going to stick with that. Again, other people might go, no, we're going to get a Legendary Super Saiyan. I understand. But let's look at this. All right, so here's the timeline that I expect for Worldwide Celebration to happen. We're in Part 1. Part 2 is going to start on 9/13, which will have a Dokkan Festival exclusive LR and a Carnival LR and a banner unit. I'm going to go with Gohan, Dokkan Festival exclusive, Family Kamehameha, with a banner Videl, maybe a unit super attack with Trunks and Goten, and then a Carnival Trunks and Goten. And then sometime very soon afterwards, we're going to be getting Bio Broly free to play and the EZA to the Tech LR Broly. EZA then to the boys, the physical Dokkan Festival exclusive boys, and then a Super EZA to the Legendary Super Saiyan Broly OG STR1. That's the timeline that I should expect, and then of course that just rolls then into the Dokkan Festival exclusive for October, and then probably soon after that a special something for Daima, right? Daima is going to be coming on the 11th, and that really is then the timeline, right? So again, it could look like this, it could look like this, it could be Bio Broly as well, and no free-to-play Bio Broly. I don't know. Again, speculation, but I'm just going to go with this here. And of course, in some miracle, right, or a surprise, I don't say miracle, but a surprise that all of a sudden we're going to get a EZA to Super Gogeta, right? So I would say maybe if they ended up dropping that on the 30th. that's my prediction, and I think that's what the timeline is. Again, this is probably the most likely one here. Everything ends on October 2nd. But again, we have quite a bit of time, and hopefully they provide us the remaining units here that we see are here on the screen, or some variation of it, especially the EZAs. And then, of course, we're also going to get the hardest content in part 2 as well, when in terms of Blue Zone, and maybe even anything I'm interested in seeing what maybe the level 2 Broly event might look like. So anyway, so there you have it, boys and girls. That is the timeline, global timeline for Worldwide Celebration. So with that, if you are new to my channel, like, subscribe, comment below, do all that good stuff. Let me know what you guys think. Are you happy with the timeline? Are you happy with the celebration? So with that, thank you all for watching. Keep on Dokkaning. We'll catch you next time. Later.